So we're going to take a look at Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd. This was from the Wall album, and David Gilmour is the guitar player who plays this. Now, David Gilmour is really known for his feel and his bending. He does a lot of tone and a half bends, and if you've listened to Dark Side of the Moon or this from this album, you'll know all about David Gilmour. He really is Mr. Feel. So this one isn't so technically difficult as some of the others, but to get the bending right, that's the tricky thing. So it's good for your bends. So let's take a look at the first lick. So here's the first lick. So you're starting here on the 7th of the G, hit 9 on the G, and then bend up a whole step to 11 on the G. Now, on the record, he does start with an artificial harmonic. So you can do that if you like, or you could just start. Artificial harmonics are one of those things that sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. So, you know, I started the solo like this. That's the first lick. Here's the second lick. So you do the same thing again, bend at 9 on the G, up a whole step. And then let down slowly to 9 on G, pull off to 7. And then you do this. So you're bending up twice. On the third time, on that second time, let down to 9 on the G. Pull off to 7 on the G, 9 on the D, back to 7 on the G, and you do a little curl where you bend that 9 on G up a bit, and then kill it with your right hand. So far we've got this. Then we have this nice lick. So this lick, you're coming up here to 10 on the B, and then hit 11 on the G, sorry. Come back to 10 twice on the B, hit 12 on the B, and then bend up a minor third, which is 3 frets, and let down slowly again. Come back to 12 on the B, pull off to 10, 11 on the G, 10 on the B again, and then kind of bend, do a little curl there. So you can either just hit that B there, just and kill it, or do that. So you can do that, or just hit that 10 on the B. And then we have a nice, cool little blues lick. You can definitely use that in your playing. Just slide up to 9 on the G, on the D, 7 on the G, and then you do this, which is bend up 9 a whole step, let down to 9, pull off to 7, and finally come to a stop 9 on the D. So. Here's the next lick. So that's 10, pull off to 7 on the B, 9 on the G, back to 7 on the B, pull 9 off to 7 on the G, and then 9 on the D again. Here's the next bit. So you slide up to 9 on the A, hit 7 on the D twice, 9 on the D, 7 on the G, and then twice on 9 on the D. Then there's a great lick. That's a really cool blues lick. So you're doing a little rake here. Now, if you're not familiar with the rake, what a rake is you're muting all the strings apart from the note you're hitting, which is 7 on the high E. So you end up with that. Then come up to 9 on the high E, and then bend up a half step which is quite a tricky bend, to 10 on the high E. Let down to 9, pull off to 7, back to 10 here on the B, 7 on the high E, and then you're going to bend, the last note you're going to do is 10 on the B, up a whole step. So let me play that for you. Then we have a long kind of run. So it starts off, pull 10 off to 7, 9 on the G, 7 on the B. So that's what we've got so far. And then we're going to go up here to 7 on the high E, twice, pull 10 off to 7 on the B again. And then you do this move. So you're bending 9 up to 11 on the G, kill it when you get to the top, and then strike it again when you're at the top, and then pull 9 off to 7. That's how that goes. So far we've got, and then 9 on the D, 7 on the G, and then you go down the blues scale, which is, so that's 9 to 7 on the D, 9, 8, 7 on the A string there, 5 on the A, 7 on the low E, and then come to a stop on that 5 on the A. Okay, so let me play that for you. By the way, I should mention that's all one lick. It's one lick, kind of a cool one. Now once you've got that lick, it's quite good because that repeats a lot, so just remember that. Here's the next one. Okay, so you're going to start here on 7 on G, 3 times. So you're best to think of this lick in 3 separate bits. So bend 9 up to 11 on the G, 7 on the B, 7 on the high E, and then pull on the B string again, 10 off to 7. So that's the first bit, okay? And then we have, so you're bending that 9 up to 11, let down, pull off to 7 on the G, 9 on the D, 9 on the G, 7 on the G, and then pull 9 off to 7 on the D, finish on 9 on the A. So far we've got this. And then you finish like this. So you're pulling 7 off to 5 on the A. Okay. And then you finish on 7 on the low E there. Now there is one note after that, so if I play that lick, that's the last bit. Just go from 5 on the A there, up to 7 on the A and just kill it. So then we have this. So we're sliding up there to 9 on the A, and then hit 7 on the D twice, 9 on the D, double stop 7 on G, 7 on the B, 9 on the D again, and then go back to that double stop again, and then, okay. So they bend up 9 to 11, 7 on the B, 7 on the E, 10 on the B, and then bend up 9 to 11 on the G, and then 7 on the B, 7 on the G. So, and then finally do this. Now this lick is very similar to the last one we did. So just pull off 9 on the G to 7, bend 9 up to 11. That's the same as we did before, 7 on the B, 7 on the high E. 10 off to 7 on the B. And then this lick, which was exactly the same as the last one we did. So let me play those two licks together. I went into the last lick there, which is very similar. So after that, okay, so that was the lick we just did. Then we have this lick. So I just went from that last lick we just did just into this one to show you how it fitted together. So that's 7 on the G, 7 on the B, to 9 on the D, and same again. And then, so you go back again, 7 on the G, back to 9, okay, on the D, back to 7 again. And then this. So you bend 9 up to 11 on the G, let down to 9, pull off to 7, 9 on the D, 7 on the G, 9, and then bend when you're 9 on the G, bend that up, so. Here's the next one. That's a good one. So you got 7 on the high E, pull 10 off to 7 on the B there, and then bend 10 up a whole step. So that's right. Then we have a very similar lick, but a bit longer. So this is a similar lick. That bit is the same, 9 up to 11, 7 on the B, 7 on the high E. Pull 10 off to 7. And then we have this lick, which is the same. You're bending that 9 up, kill it with your right hand. Bend it while it sits up. Let it down, pull off to 7 on the G. And then 9 on the D to 7 on the G. And then you're pulling 9 there off to 7 twice. And then 9 on the A, 7 on the D. So I'll play that for you. Then pull. Then you're just going down that blue scale again. So you're going 9, 8, 7, 5 there on the A, 7 on the low E, and then you come to a close on that 5 there on the A. So I just slowed that down in the middle, so hopefully you can get that. Here's the next lick. So this bit you're going 7 to 9 on the D, That double stop again, 7 on the B, 7 on the G. But this time hit 7 on the D. So that goes. Then we have this lick. So that is 7 up to 9 on D, that double stop, pull 9 off to 7, and then 9 on the A. That was 9 on the D, by the way, pull off to 7. And then you do it again. And at the end you go 3 times on that double stop, 7 on the B, 7 on the G, and then again. So we have this. Nearly at the end of the solo now. That's the first bit, so hit 15 on the B, twice on 17 on the high E, and then bend up a whole step. Bit of vibrato if you can. So then you're coming up here to a real high note, 19 on the high E, up to 21. Bend up a whole half step, sorry. Do it 4 times, and on the 4th time, re-pick the note and let it down. And then hammer on 19 up to 21, pull off to 19 and again. And then here's the last lick. So that's a cool one. 15 on the B, up to 17. Bend 17 up, once, twice. Let it down, pull off to 15. 17 on the B again. And then 15 up to 17, bend up 17 a whole step, let down to 17, pull off to 15, and finally come to a stop on 16 there on the G. So if I go from that last bit, well, there we are. The nice thing about that solo is that it's got a lot of licks which are kind of similar. So once you've got one, you've got about 4 of them in that song. So let's move on to the next song.